managed as minority in all the countries that they are minorities, but they still hold significant political power. Intellectually, you cannot just say they are illiterate, though, as I said, the 7% population of the Fulanis in Nigeria, more than 5% of them, maybe about 5%, or maybe more than 5% of them are in the bushes, are in the villages, they are not educated. The only people that are educated is 2 point something percent that are educated, but they still hold very, very big political offices and hold very big political influence in the country. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they manage to do that. If you go to Chad, it's like that. If you go to Niger, it's like that. If you go to Senegal, it's like that. If you go to Guinea, it's like that. They are not the majority in even the Futa Jalon and Futa Toro, where the Fulanis are supposed to have originated from, between Mali and Senegal. In Mali too, they are not the majority, but they still hold significant political power. I don't know how that happened, but if you look at the history of the world, that is how things happen. Then the solution is not taking arms and then saying that your four great great grandfathers, like Nigerian will say, okay, all the white men, we are taking arms to go and fight the white men in the in the UK, because they treated our forefathers badly as slaves. Can we do that? Even if they are here, we are living side by side with them. Okay, take the example of South Africa. Despite all what the white men did to the black men in South Africa, the black men did not take arms to say, okay, your four great 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 grandfathers enslaved our great great grandfathers and killed them. Therefore, we are the majority now. We want the power, all the power. We're not giving you anything from the power. And then we will kill you just to take revenge for what you have done to our great 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 grandfathers. That's not logical, I think. I might be wrong, but I don't think that's logical. And if you look at all the other kingdoms, all the other empires, it's Genghis Khan. I keep calling it Genghis Khan. Look at the empire he has conquered. Look at the land, the Roman Empire. Look at what they have done. Is anybody talking about going to fight the Italians? Is anybody talking about fighting the French? Is anybody talking about the French have enslaved a lot of Africans, so therefore the Africans are taking arms and killing the white men, or the black men in the white men countries taking arms and killing the white men because they were brought to the white land without their consent. Like I said, all the panelists here, none of us make a conscious decision to decide who our parents should be, where we should be born, what religion we should be brought up under. We just find ourselves where we are, and it is not our choice. We don't get to choose who our parents are. We don't get to choose where we will be born. We don't get to choose the religion that our parents profess. And then that's the religion that we will be indoctrinated to follow, unless you decide when you become an adult to study other religions and then say, wait a minute, I don't believe in this, I don't believe in that. Probably you end up being an atheist.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for this presentation, really. And I'm happy you talked about people choosing where to, no, not choosing where to be born and what to become. But I want to start from, I'll give other people a chance to ask you questions, and maybe that will help us to get into a deeper conversation.
He asked some questions that I have answered to.
Jesus. Okay, I want to get.
Go
I want
ahead.
to.
No, for real now. Why
No, 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 no,
Hausa
no,
is
no.
it the majority language?
Ovia, please. Let's have order. Why are you like this? Can't you just wait? Ah, all right. So, let me start by saying, just something small that is not really very deep. You made the decision to come here and be part of this conversation. Why is it that we don't get people from um, you are part of the country come into conversations like this, or are there places where you go and have conversations like this that other people from other parts of the country are not?
Oh, actually, no. This is my third time joining the conversation on your show. The first time, I became the center of the attention again. Like everybody was just hammering me with questions from left and right, everywhere, up and down. And then the second time as well, and this is the third time, again, I will know I will be attacked for just being what I don't choose to be. I just happen to be. I didn't make a conscious decision to become a Fulani. I just find myself to be a Fulani. I cannot justify what Usman Danfodio did as right or wrong. So let's say as I'm saying, the British, okay, they enslaved the Africans, but it's their great great grandfathers that did that. But the white men are still enjoying the privilege of what their great 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 fathers have done. So what do you do about that? Maybe that is what some of you have in your mind, that okay, the great great grandfathers of the Fulanis did this and that, and then the Fulanis are still enjoying that privileges. Not every other tribe enjoy that privilege. Let me
Oh,
give you one overall view, one just last statement. If you can categorize, let's say we can categorize the North into three. The Fulanis in one side, which are less than 7%. Okay, if it is in the north, let's say about 10% or 15, or maybe 12%. Then the houses will be like 30 or 40%. Not even 30 or 40%. They may be like 25 or 29% of the population. All the others are other minority tribes, but they were forced to speak Hausa. Who forced them to speak Hausa? Is it the Fulanis that forced them to speak Hausa? Why is Hausa the language of business in the north, not fully? If the Fulanis actually enforce themselves on the Hausas, how does that happen? If you go to any house, any state in the north, you can confidently talk to people in Hausa language and they can respond. But apart from Yola and some part of Gombe, maybe Bauchi too as well, you cannot confidently confront a person and speak Fulfulde to him and expect him to answer you in Fulfulde. But you can confidently talk to him in Hausa and then get your response in Hausa. So Hausa became the language of business in the north. If you don't understand Hausa, you're not going to get any business done. Just like English, if you don't understand English, you're not going to participate in the national discussion, like the platform that we are having now. I told you I've been joining some live events on TikTok where houses gathered and then plan on how to attack and kill all the Fulanis and expunge them from Nigeria and send them back to where they came from. So I was wondering, as a Fulani guy who happened to be born here without my consent, where will I go? And then if somebody is coming to attack me, what justification will that person use to attack me because I'm a Fulani person? The, is that my only crime? Is it just by, as Hitler says, the Jews are the problem of the world, therefore let's incinerate 6 million of them and leave some of them so that the world will know why the Jews are the problem of the world. Does that make sense? I
All right.
don't think so.
All right, thank you so much. Let me give people a chance to weigh in. Let me start with you, Okija. I will start with people who are yet to say anything on today. Okija, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. What's your? It's tiny. I can't see your name. Um. Welcome
Fullo
on.
for real.
Sorry.
Polo for it.
Fullo for
Okay.
real.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
yes,
all
let
right.
me dissect this, please. This is also another misnomer. If you hear Fulani, you will think that it is either a language or the people that speak the language, because it's often that is what I also get to learn when I get into the language service industry, because they'll just say we need a Fulani translator or Fulani interpreter. I mean, yeah, Fulani interpreter, not knowing that Fulani is just a name of a person, not the name of a language. But they confuse it. The actual name is Fullo, a single Fulani person. Like myself, I'll call myself Fullo. If we are many, we are Fulbe, not Fulani. Fulani is a term used by the Hausas to describe the people that speak Fulfulde language. The name of the language is Fulfulde, not Fulani. The name of the people that speak the language is not Fulani, it's Fulbe. If you are referring to one person, is Fullo, not Fulani, Fulfulde, or Flatancy. Sometimes they use Flatancy. The smart ones that actually knows the difference, they say Fulani and then Flatancy. Fulani means the people, Flatancy means the language. But in general, nobody knows these differences. They just put everybody under the same umbrella. And the Fulanis too, as I told you, I can hardly hear a word that a Fulani man from Senegal or Mali or Guinea will say.
All right.
I
So
find it
let's see.
difficult to interpret. If I am asked to interpret the person from Guinea or Mauritius, but they are all over the world. I just don't know how that happened.
Okay, let's see if we can get everybody to at least have a chance to talk to who is now our guest for today.
Okay.
But Okija, go ahead.
Okay. So thank you very much. I learned some things from what you said. But I mean, I want to understand because I found out that the anger of most Nigerians, and including it's also my anger, is that why this I mean this devastation has been going on in Nigeria for a couple of years now. That you have Marudin, Fude people or Fulani people that some of them, like for most of them, I don't know. Actually, I don't have statistics, so let me not say. But we know that some of them are foreign Fulanis. People who are not ethnic. I mean Nigerians. Why do we have all this devastation there? Like in Kaduna, some other state in Niger, Benue, and some other Middle Belt states. And when there's an issue between herdsmen and the communities, and people speak up and say things, you see Mieti Allah, organization like that. Why is it that you don't see Fulani, people in Nigeria, the elites, come out and like come against, like this is wrong, this thing you guys are doing, I mean, Benue State, people are living in ID camp. They are not, they were. It's not like Benue people fighting with, one ethnic group in Benue fighting with one other ethnic group. Just the marauding Fulani, they came to town and dispossessed people of their land. And from all the conversation I don't see any Fulani, elite in Nigeria, like somebody like El Rufai or Atiku Abubakar. They say this is wrong. this should not be happening. Let us find a solution. Even El-Rufai went and negotiated with some, I believe, or something like that. And also, I think the governor of Niger State, I think he's been doing the same thing, negotiating. Like, why can't we just deal with this issue? Or you people, you ethnic, you are Nigerian. You are Nigerian. No one can deny that you are Nigerian. People like work within yourself to find, fish out all these people that are doing these things.
All right, thank you, Okija.
Okay, yes, you're right to some extent. I thought, as I said, there are less than 2%, about percent population of the elite Fulanis that are in town. You don't see them holding a goat, herding cows. You don't see their children herding cows. They don't get into trouble. But for political reasons, they know if they disassociate themselves from the Fulanis, they are political animals. What do you expect? What do you expect Donald Trump do with the KKK when the KKK were having their rallies? He said there are some fine people there, and everybody knows what the KKK stands for, right? You can't tell Donald Trump, okay, go and fish out those KKKs that are killing people, or those white young guys that are killing people in synagogue and churches. Fish them out. Say it is wrong. What they are doing is wrong. Fish them out. Punish them. He is white. He is, he is, what do you call it? He's a right-wing politician, and then he supports KKK. Whatever the KKK did, he will find a way of trying to spin it, just like the way Atiku will find a way of spinning it. I don't see El-Rufai as a Fulani person. El-Rufai is not Fulani. But Atiku Abubakar has a Fulani gene in him. He is not actually Fulani. He's a mixture. He's the kind we call Hausa Fulani. He's a mixture of Hausa and Fulani. I think his dad is Hausa, his mom is Fulani. He was born in Jada, a local government in Adamawa State where I live, where I'm speaking from now. So you see how politics come into play here. The elite are into politics and they don't want to lose their base. So if you have any solution, fine. Let's start with the big ones, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Let Donald Trump condemn KKK and then call them out and then say the gun violence is wrong. We should fish them out, punish them, and then shame them so that they don't repeat it, even though they are citizens. But as you said, most of the people that come to Nigeria to perpetrate that act are not indigenous Nigerians. They are foreigners coming from Chad or Nigeria to perpetrate that act and then run away.
All right, thank you,
Because
Kenny.
we don't have full control over our borders. The government is somehow to be blamed for that too. We don't have control over our borders. It's very porous, so foreigners can come in and do whatever they want and then leave. I was very shocked to learn that our radar has not been working for over 2 years, which means an enemy can come into Nigerian airspace and drop whatever it can, whatever they can, and then leave without the Nigerian intelligence knowing what's going on. I don't know whether that's deliberate or that's also part of the corruption that's going on in Nigeria.
All right.
So, sorry. I think someone also mentioned in the comment section. This question is not about Donald Trump. It's about Nigeria. We are trying to solve our problem. Donald Trump.
No, I'm trying to draw an analogy here.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. Donald Trump solved. He wanted to solve his own problem with tariff. We are talking about Nigeria problem. How do we solve our? Because like last week or so, some people resorted self-help by killing some people that they thought were terrorists. So we are talking, you are here. We are talking, how do we deal with our issue in Nigeria? So please don't tell me about Donald Trump.
See, you still didn't get the point, probably. I'm not justifying anything. I'm just drawing an analogy. I'm saying those elite people are political animals. They can do whatever it takes so they don't lose their base. Just like I said, Donald Trump, you are not, I didn't bring anything about tariff. I just say KKK. If you know the KKK and what the KKK is known for, and how Donald Trump praised them and say there are fine people from both sides. So I'm just drawing an analogy here. I'm not justifying what those people are doing. And then again, I'm saying our borders are very porous. So the government is somehow to be blamed for that. If they come in and they perpetrate an act of violence, kill people, and then run away, the border is open. Who will get them and bring them to justice, if not the government? And
All right.
even if people will come on today and say, what if I am, let's suppose I am Atiku Abubakar, and then I say, I condemn what the Fulani herdsmen are doing to the farmers. Going to the farm with their AK-47, standing and looking at the farmers while the farmers watch the cattle ransack the whole farm that he sweat for over 3 months, probably spend money, time, and energy. I condemn it. How does that change anything? If the border is porous and if people are getting killed and nobody's arresting all those people, we don't know where they come. We know maybe they are from,
Rudolph, we don't
but
have
we
a lot
cannot
of time.
specify where they are coming from. And then the government in power now is Yoruba, not Fulani. So what can Tinubu do about that? If he is also a political animal that doesn't want to lose the base in Fulani, they don't know that the Fulanis are not that much as a group. Only Fulanis, they are not that much. But they have influence. That's the only thing. They have influence, but they are not that much. If they're saying it's about the vote, the Fulani vote cannot make you a president. It cannot even make you a governor in a state. Adamawa is considered a Modibo Adama state, like a Fulani empire. But if you put Fulani in one block and other tribes as one block, those tribes will keep on ruling Adamawa forever. Fulanis will not have a chance if it is by voting because they are very few. The only thing is, as I said, they have influence. They call the shot, and I don't know how that happened.
All right. Let's
If you have solution to some of these problems, maybe we can start discussing those problems.
Let me tell you how.
No, nobody should speak unless the person is up here. Please, let's be organized, please. AY, quickly, just go straight to the question so that we can get.
Okay. Thank you, Rudolph. Paulo, Salam. I'm actually, for full disclosure, I'm a Muslim from the southern part of Nigeria. The issue of herdsmen in Nigeria is a big problem to we minority in the south, because a lot of people are actually ignorant of what is going on, even though they see that Fulani herdsmen have actually slaughtered people more in states like Zamfara, Katsina, Benue that are populated by Muslims. So the theory, most people in the South, especially the Christian folks, they have this belief that these Fulani people, they are out to Islamize Nigeria. I have educated some of them. I mean, they will believe what they want to believe, right? But it's a very troubling problem. Me and you know that the Fulani, Dodami, I need you to listen to this because your last speaker was so ignorant about this topic. Me and you know, the Fulani is describing that live in the bush. These people don't care about religion. He's going to attest to that. They don't have business with religion. Rudolph, you are a journalist. I'm sure you have people in the north. I need you to verify this information. Okay, now here is my question to you. Growing up, I know a lot of Fulani. We used to go to the farm. When we see Fulani in the farm, we are happy. They were very friendly. They give you animals, they give you fruit. They were so nice. Even when everywhere is quiet, they were so friendly. What is going on now? What is the mission of this? Are they the same Fulani from Nigeria, or they are Fulani from the West African region? The other thing is, what is their interest in Nigeria? What are they trying to achieve in going to almost every state now? Just go to farm, slaughter people. What is their mission? That is my simple question. Thank you.
Yeah, I think yes. One thing I would re-emphasize is that those Fulanis have no regard to religion whatsoever. They don't even know the Islam at all. But if you call them non-Muslims, they will be angry and they will try to even fight you because they just believe that Usman Ramfodio is a Fulani man and he is great, he is this and that. So if they die, he will be the one to save them. Even if they don't pray, they don't do anything. They don't know anything about Islam. All they care about is their Fulani or Pulaku. If you say this, if you can say there is a war going on between the Muslim and the Christian, the Fulanis will not care. But if you say there is a war going on between Fulanis and other tribes, the Fulanis will join immediately. So not only the Fulanis in Nigeria, the Fulanis from other countries too will come and join. They will have their meeting and then attack that place. But if you say it is Islamic, no. They don't care about religion. They fight for their tribe. They don't fight for the religion. Again, those that are coming, maybe desertification is playing a role because most of the animals are dying in Niger and Chad because of desertification. And if they come here, they don't only kill, as he says, they don't only kill Christians, they kill Muslims as well. They kill Muslim farmers as well. Those Muslims that settle and have their farms, those people will come and ransack their farms. And there is a belief that they have, I was told, that if they didn't do that, their animals will not multiply. They have to do that every year, even if it means they are captured and they have to pay some fine before getting released. They will do it deliberately to ransack somebody's farm. If that person is quiet, they will leave him alive. If he tries to rebel, probably they will kill him and then move to the next farm. But even if it means they will be captured and they will be tried and they have to pay some ransom, they are happy to do so because they were told that their animals will multiply if they do that. Again, most of the animals owned by the local indigenous Nigerians are by those big men, regardless of the tribe, not Fulanis, not Hausas, not anywhere. They just buy it and they give it to Fulanis in the bush to go and look after it. So if you hear them, if you hear that the farmers and the herders are fighting Fulanis and other tribes are fighting, you'll hear that other tribes too do not say anything about it because some of their members, some of them have cows that are in the bush. So if those cows are affected, that means they were their wealth, they are losing their wealth. It's not only the Fulanis that own cows. Most of them is not their cows that they are herding. Maybe some of you do not know that. Most of the people that you see with AK-47 in the bushes have little or no cows at all. They are herding other people's cows. And those people might not be Fulanis only. There are Fulanis, but the settler Fulanis have their cows within their villages. And if they are going away during dry season, they have their routes. They will go to the riverbank and then stay there until July, August, or June, July, and then come back to their village with their cows. That's what they do. But the foreigners that are pouring in, they don't care where they go to. Wherever the land is green and whoever happens to inhabit that land, they will force that person into submission, or they will instigate a fight, kill, take away their, ransack their land. It's unfortunate. I condemn it. I don't like it. As I said earlier, I don't have, I didn't make a conscious decision to be a Fulani. I'm not here to defend the Fulani. I'm here to tell you what actually happening about. I'm not here to defend the Fulani. I'm here to tell you what's actually happening in the north. I don't condone what is happening. Don't condone people killing other people or ransacking their farms. I don't condone that. I condemn it totally, but what can I do? I am a Fulani, not by choice, but by chance.
All right. Thank you so much. Stay humble.
Okay, thank you very much, Pulo. Yeah, I think that was quite informative, and you did reveal some of the things some of us had known, and then some of the things we were not really clear about. Just very quickly, could you draw a link, nexus between this carnage, these killings and mineral resource exploitation? Do you see any kind of foreign interference? Do you see any kind of intelligence, foreign intelligence?
Yeah, I don't have any
Yeah.
evidence for that, but I can say yes. There's people like Bello Turji in Zamfara State. I think he cannot pull off what he is doing without external support. He carved out his own niche within Nigeria as if it is his own country. He even collect taxes from people there. When he was asked, oh, what is he doing with the tax, he said he is using it to bail out his people that are captured by the police and are not fairly tried, or some are tried and imprisoned, and then their fine is 500,000 or 1 million naira. So they collect it from the locals and then bail out their people. I can say maybe, as some may say, like in Zamfara, there is a deposit of gold. Somebody was saying that the former governor of Zamfara have more gold than all Nigerians to some extent, because they capitalize on the conflict, the anger between the Fulanis and the Hausas, and they exploit the differences. Like, see, these Fulanis, this is what they do to your ancestors. See, and then if the Fulanis are fighting and the place is a no-go area, or if you support one side and you provide them with ammunition, they will guard a certain place for you to come and mine whatever minerals that is there. They don't care. All they care about is to have the weapons. You can supply them weapons, food, fine. They can secure the land for you. You come and exploit it. I don't have evidence, but I've had these theories quite often. not once, not twice, not thrice. It it's been happening for years. Wherever you find the Fulanis and their houses, especially, that is a new phenomenon. If you from before 2000, before we return to democracy, let's say, you can hardly hear a fight erupting between Fulanis and houses. But of recent, what has changed? Why is there a fight and a war between houses and the Fulani? It's not like the history has suddenly changed. The history has not changed, but what has changed? Is there foreign backing? Is there somebody that is trying to say, okay, if you manage to exploit the anger between the Fulanis and the Hausas, and we manage to divide them, then the North will not have the leverage when it comes to election. The numbers they're saying they have collectively will not, if they are not united, they will not vote. They will can never produce a president. Probably that's why. If you can disintegrate this unity called this I mean this unholy alliance called House of Alliance. Maybe it's holy, maybe it's unholy alliance. I don't know. I'm not judging it. I'm not judging it. But from my perspective, is that if you can divide these people, then we are done with the North, because most of the tribes in the North hate Hausas and Fulanis as well, because it's very difficult to distinguish between Hausas and the Fulanis due to intermarriages. I have a lot of friends that are of mixed origin. Like I told you, Atiku Abubakar, for example, his father is Hausa, his mom is Fulani, but he identifies as a Fulani person. He didn't take his father's tribe, like calling himself a Hausa guy. But coming from Adamawa, he knows as a politician that the Fulanis have influence. So if he say he's Hausa, he can hardly get the attention he needs. So he rather affiliate with the Fulanis and then get the favors from the Fulanis. That is what I think is happening. With the killing, the government still is to be blamed to some extent. Buhari was there. His people in Katsina were killed by those foreigners, same foreigners that are coming to kill the other Nigerians in the south. They are coming to the north to kill people in Sokoto. Those people are Muslims. Sokoto is supposed to be the seat of the caliphate, right? But they're coming to Sokoto, they're going to Katsina and killing people, Muslims like themselves, supposedly Muslims, but they don't give a damn about religion. All they care about is their cows. And maybe they are bloodthirsty tyrant as well. I mean, I don't know why.
All right.
But what is mind-boggling is that they are minority in all those countries where they are across West Africa, but they still wield a very, very big political influence in all those countries. If they are not the president, they are holding some powerful position in the government. And then majority of them are in the bush. The few that are learned, you cannot call them illiterate. They know a lot about the world. They know a lot about power and how to control people and how to spin evil.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are totally out of time. The second stream was supposed to start 41 minutes ago. So quickly, I want to just get a Polo. First, Polo, you want to? I want to ask a question that I just want to get to something. We had people from the northern part of the country come on the show several times. Some of them complained later on that there was something about the way we discuss these things that is making it difficult for them to be part of this, because we are learning a lot from you, and I think it would be good if people can participate in these conversations wherever they are happening. It doesn't have to be this platform, but that every part of the country, people from every part of the country will be part of the conversation going on about that country. Is there anything from you that you can, based on your experience here, you said it's the third time you've been here, that is making it difficult for someone like you or to be part of the conversation? Is it the way we discuss things here, or is that, can you give us an insight?
Yes. Today is quite moderate because most of the questions are geared toward understanding what's actually happening and learning about the North and the Fulanis and why they are doing things the way they are doing it. Unlike the first time I came, it's all about Biafra and people saying that whatever evil is happening is just the Fulani. And then I even mock one of them and say, okay, does that mean you are so dumb, all of you in the other state in the country, that only 2% of the people can manipulate you and become your president? Are you that dumb? And then that guy having a flag of Biafra behind him becomes so furious. And the discussion took another turn entirely. So it will make it very difficult for people to understand, to actually engage. If we can engage in conversation like this, you can understand each other very well. But if it becomes like an attack, so there defense mechanism will kick in immediately, and you will start feeling like compelled to defend the tribe you didn't make a conscious decision to be born into, and the religion that you did not make a choice to be part of, and the part of country that you did not choose to be in. You just happen to find yourself there, but you feel compelled to defend. And if mockery will work, and any tactics that you know that can rattle your opponent, you can use it. But today is very different. Today is like the questions are to understand, not to attack, not to blame entirely. Last time Buhari was ruling when I joined, and then they were saying all the problem in Nigeria is the Fulanis. Fulani is the president. That is why all the problem is the Fulani. I was like, really, 6% of the population in the country are the problem, where 5% are in the bush, 2% are the only one that are in the town that are learned, and then they managed to fool all the 36 states and all the other tribes in Nigeria to become the president. Are you that dumb? Is it, or is that a kind of deflection from your politicians? Like they don't want you to look at them that okay, the subvention have come, but we siphon it. We don't now want to be held accountable, so we are pointing fingers to the planners. Look at them; they are the problem, not us. We that collect the money and siphon it and run away from the country, we are not the problem. Look at them; those people that are carrying illiterate people, by the way, that doesn't give a damn about any religion, herding cows and killing people are your problem. I was
Right.
like, okay, if that's the case, you have senators and you have representatives in your state. Why don't you call them and tell them that the Fulanis are the problem? Okay, bring it to the house, discuss it, and discuss how this Fulani problem can be resolved.
All right, thank you. Let's get over here and maybe one other person, and then we round it up. Hand it over to the next stream. Go ahead, Ovie.
Yeah, Polo asked a rhetorical question that the minority, the Fulani be 7%, and he doesn't understand how they conquer the Hausas. And I think three things you need to understand there is one, ideology, the conquer, and the power of language, which you also touch on. Yes, the Fulanis are 7%, but the ideology that drive them is the dominant ideology. To understand that, you also have to go back to where you started from, that even the Arabic language is not the majority, even back in the where the the Abrahamic religion started from. But the ideology, and you also agree with me.
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is, but please, if you are not on, all
Look at
right, go
that. This
ahead.
OVA. Eh? You are be doing at the same time talking.
How can it be me?
It's
Not
coming from
me.
you.
No, it's not Ovia. Go
It's
ahead.
not me.
Again.
Ovia, go
Okay,
ahead.
because it was when I muted you, that's when it went off. So it was Dr. Lamid that muted it. All right, sorry.
I muted somebody else. Go ahead, Ovia.
So even as we speak, the Islamic religion is the fastest growing religion in the world, right? The statistics are there to show it. So, and what is driving them from that angle? This what cut across the other West African countries that you mentioned, the Senegal, the Ivory Coast, and all that. Even though they are the minority, they are still in power. Again, this is because they are being powered by that Islamic dominant ideology. And you can also disagree with me that the Islamic religion is the religion of governance. That's pretty much what sustains the ideology. It has to govern while other people follow. So the Hausa being the majority at that time, the spoken language, it has already established commercial in trade with community and all that. So there is no need, even though you conquer them, there is no need starting afresh again. In other words, just like the way America did, even though after they collect the 13 colonies get their freedom, there's no need of changing your already existing language because British, as at that time, they pretty much dominate more half of the planet. So they've already established network of business and all that via that English language. So that's why the Hausa language is still spoken. There's no need to change it because of that economic viability. But while they are still ruling, it is the idea that is powering them. And if you listen to the Biafran angle, critically, that is the idea. If you can conquer the Hausas even before the arrivals of the British people, then what is next? And we are not in a position to be empowered to change a lot of things. You conquer that angle, you are empowered for the other. Then it's only a matter of time before we too will be conquered. I think. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. The power of language, the conquerability, and the ideology that is driving the Fulanis is that empower them, not necessarily their numbers. The number is just by the way.
Okay, what I can say here is that the stereotypical image of a typical Fulani is a person holding an AK-47, holding cows and killing people, probably. That's the stereotypical image of a Fulani person, not an educated Islamic cleric or an educated lawyer or sophisticated doctor. You don't see that. Mainly, if you're searching for a stereotypical image of a Fulani, if you ask any of the panelists to describe what a Fulani person look like, as oh, a tall, slender person with AK-47 and a sticker around his neck, or following his cows, or he leading his cows, and then he doesn't give a damn about religion and he's killing people and uh, running rampage in killing and then devastating and kill, what do you call it, and wasting people crops, farms and everything. That's the stereotypical image. So when you talk about the language, it's not like the houses are not Muslim at that time. The houses are Muslim. There are houses that memorize the Quran as at that time when Sheikh Utamfodio conquered Hausa land. If you check the history very well, but he still did not put those people that memorized the Quran as the leaders. He installed Fulanis as the leaders. And then Fulanis were forced, maybe for political reasons, to start speaking Hausa. And then maybe to appease Hausas because they are very many, to create an alliance that will help them conquer other minority tribes. They embrace Hausa language, which is a very powerful tool. And you're right, religion is also a very powerful tool for influence. It's not just about the leadership per se. If you see other planets in other countries, they are not actually Muslims. I can tell you that even in Taraba State here, there are many Fulanis that are actually Christians. I know that most of them, if you look at the clans of the Fulanis, they're called Kirian. Kirian means those that are late. So they went to collect the flag of leadership to establish their own kingdom, but Usman Lamfodio told them they're late, so they said, okay, they will not be mingling with the main. I don't think there's something called mainstream Muslim, but if I can say mainstream Muslim, fine. They rather isolate themselves around riverbanks. So many of them now are Christians. I can vividly remember I was given a contract last year to assemble a team to translate Bible from English into Fulfulde, to train an AI for whatever reason, I don't know, but I did it. I assembled a team and I trained the people and told them how to translate the Bible from the English to Fulfulde language. And we did it. So many Fulanis, if I tell you they are Christians, many from the panel will say, no way. But if you investigate very well, you can really find Fulanis that are Christian. You can start, maybe Google Pastor Jae. You can see Pastor Jae and his followers and town that they have in Taraba State and some part of Adamawa State. You will be shocked to learn that. But I believe many of the panelists here, this is a new information to them that Fulanis are Christian. Is like abomination. But somebody has already said they don't give a damn about religion. They just affiliate themselves to religion for some maybe political influence or for some backup. If we are in fight with these people, if we say we are Christian, we know those tribes will help us. If we say we are Muslim, we know these people will come to our rescue. So that's the game they play.
All
But
right.
there
Thank
is
you.
one theory
I had
that I
yeah.
forgot to mention. There is one theory that I forgot to mention. Why, as to the why Fulanis always having a very big political influence is that if they come to a town, they greet the king and they beg the king for a land, and the king will say, okay, go over there and stay. They wouldn't want to mingle with the people in the town. So they will stay there, they will be studying Islamic studies, as you say. So they will be multiplying. As time goes on, the king himself will have to appoint somebody among them to be their leader who he will be communicating with. So gradually you will see them coming into power slowly, gradually, slowly, even if they didn't take over, but they will still have a significant political influence in the court, in the kingdom court, in the king's court.
All right.
That is what they do.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
We
let me,
have no. Can I hold on?
I
There are
beg
people
for
who are yet
just
to say
30 seconds.
anything.
It's very important. I don't want everybody to go back home with this thing that is not true, right? The idea that Fulani come to a community and they will be given land and gradually they will penetrate into the political power of that community is not true. We have in record that how Fulani operate started from Ottoman Danfodio is that they come in with war, they come in with jihad, they come in with killings, any form of
So
killings.
this
Hold on.
is
When you were talking, you were not interrupting.
interjected, and I can't remember you were a guest here. You were not interjected, so please allow me my time. So they come in with force. That happened.
Can I hold on? Can I, you said 30 seconds. It's over that. There are people who have been waiting. I'm trying to be fair to them.
Hold on,
Just
please.
Round up.
We had that recorded in Kwara State, right? And we've seen it across everywhere. And for the fact that if Fulani people, Fulani Muslims, commit crime, you tend to exonerate them from being Islam is a lie. The Sultan of Sokoto is a Fulani man. The topmost clergy of the Islams in Nigeria is a Fulani man. I have never heard him condemning the activities of these Fulani terrorists, right? So Fulani, before they commit such crime, they call on who? Allahu Akbar. It is known for Muslims, so do not disassociate them from being Islams. They are Muslims and they are committing crime. Can we come out and condemn it just the way it is?
Thank you.
Yeah, if I can remember very well, Hitler too is a Christian. And will you blame Christianity for what Hitler has done?
If Christians commit crime, you will say that Christians of this ethnic group commits this crime. Fulani of Muslim Fulanis commit crime. Christian Igbos commit crime. Simple.
Number of people
Call it what it is.
World. He's a Christian, he's a Catholic, and he have the blessings of the Pope, and he perpetrated all these atrocities.
So we have Fulani having committed the highest crime in Nigeria.
They are.
How about that? Fulani Muslims.
Listen, my friend.
Let's
maybe you joined late. I say.
No, I've been listening.
I say
I've been listening.
Listen, I said initially. They don't give a damn about religion. They only associate themselves with the religion that they think will help them.
Has that religion disassociated itself from the activities?
No, sorry.
Can you please?
You are talking about interjecting. They are just playing politics. Like, if I'm in this location and the people are there, majority are the Muslim, I will associate myself with the Muslims, because if I got into trouble with the other tribe, I know the Muslim will come to my aid. If I am in an area where they are Christians, I will associate myself with the Christians, because I know if I'm in trouble with another group, maybe Muslims, the Christians will come to my aid. That is what they do. And Atrin, let me tell you, if you don't know this, even I myself, I'm a son of a cleric, Islamic cleric. I studied religion.
So, Dr. Damages, I was given 20 seconds, but he can reduce 1 hour to.
I studied religion. I studied religion at NCE level as well. So, what I'm telling you here is 90% of the Muslims are reciting the Quran or saying what they're saying, but they don't understand a thing of what they're saying. If you ask somebody what Allahu Akbar, many people do not even know what Allahu Akbar. It's just like other people, like the Christians, the Crusaders are saying, God wills it. And then they will just go and attack and kill people, innocent people. They'll just say God wills it. That's it. And then the Muslim, in their version, they will say Allahu Akbar. God is great. They will just perpetrate the act. So reciting the Quran, 90% of the Muslim in the world, they recite the Quran as part of the prayer, but they don't even know what they're saying. Some of them may even be saying it wrongly, that it will be considered as a sacrilege. But they don't know what they're saying.
So all the Islamic terrorists are.
I have to remove you. No, it's not fair. All right, let's hear from Righteous Man. Righteous Man, quickly. We're out of time. Really, 4 hours gone.
Yeah, my brother from the Fulani. Good evening. I disagree with you in so many things you said, and I agree with you in some areas too. But fundamentally, history has it that the Fulanis comes to conquer. They have never been any place they found themselves without the vision and mission of conquering those people
They are patient people, just like you. If anybody listening to you, in fact, we can make you the head of this platform. You are so gentle, but inside you, you are calculative. You know what you want, no matter how long it's going to take you to penetrate and become a leader in this platform. It's not. It doesn't matter. But you have a target. So Fulanis, they do not come to a place with the aim of living among those people peacefully. They come with the aim of conquering them and lording over them. Because if you read the history of the Fulanis, not only in Nigeria, in anywhere they found themselves, that's why the Ghanaians never gave them that chance to operate. They are in Ghana, but you don't hear them in Ghana. They hold no position in Ghana. Even if some Ghanaians are Muslims, they don't allow them because of this past history that people know. Now, the Fulanis are one, whether in Mali, in Guinea, whether in Senegal, whether in Nigeria, Fulani is Fulani, just like Igbo is Igbo. Now, in the issue of Nigeria, the Fulanis want to take over the indigenous people's land because the Fulanis in Nigeria migrated from the Sahel. They were not indigenous to the land called Nigeria. And as they have come here, indigenous? They conquered the... Hold on. As they have come to the north, the Fulanis, through jihad, war, what they call the holy war, conquered the Hausas. It is not about the number. You can be 10 people. When you conquer 2,000 people, you lord over them. That is the essence of war. I must not share the same population with you in order to lord over you. Once there is a war, if I am 3 and you are 20, and the 3 conquer the 20 becomes a slave under the 3. So the Fulanis have few numbers, but they conquered the Hausas and took over their kingdoms, made their people emirs. How many Hausas are emirs in the north? There is none. If my memory can serve me better. How many Hausas are governors in the north? Tell us. So the mission of Fulani, nobody wants to kill Fulanis or drive Fulanis away from Nigeria. Fulanis should stop killing Nigerians. Fulanis should stop invading people's territory and kill them and destroy their farms. And the leaders of the Fulanis in the north or the Muslim world are not standing up to condemn this atrocity. It's unbearable. It shouldn't be tolerated, and it shouldn't happen.
All right, thank
you. So no matter the disguise, no matter the way they come, they should live with the people peacefully. The people they met in that land, they should live with them peacefully, not exterminating them, not taking over the land.
Okay, thank you.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let me give you the example with my state, Adamawa State. There is a town called Gurin. So there was an Islamic cleric during the jihad. When the jihad was happening, he sent one of his students to go and get the flag of the jihad to launch a jihad in this area called Adamawa now. So when he went there, Usman Nafodia told him, I do not give flag to those that are not the actual leaders. So I'm giving you this flag to go and create your own kingdom. So he came here. He left Green. He didn't go back to his teacher. He came to a different place where there are no inhabitants in that area. But surrounding that area, yes, there are people. And then, but he came back, and then his students are there. Then when his teacher heard about what happened, then he said and swore that no king from Yola, Adamawa State, will ever step into Green and get out there alive, whether he is here or not. That's about 100 centuries ago. And up to now, there has never been a king that is a reigning king that has gone to Green and came back alive. Nobody even attempted to do that. They came and sat on a place that has not been inhabited. So when when he amassed enough number of students, then he began gradually launching attacks on the minorities. I cannot deny that. Obviously, I cannot deny that. start attacking. I even question people like that. I even know our religion. Why would you go to people and then launch an attack and then force them to convert into your religion? Same thing with the Fulanis. Why would they go to other people's land and then force them to be like them? We are not like you. We are not you. Why are you forcing us to be like you? What is our crime? And the premise here is like you're saying people are not condemning it. If you listen to what I said earlier, I said those people that are supposed to, I said I don't condone it. But I'm explaining, I said those people are political animals. They don't want to lose their base. They know Mieti Allah, they know Tabital Pulaku and all other Fulani groups, but they will hardly condemn the group directly because that's their base. I draw an analogy with the KKK in the United States and Donald Trump. Whatever the KKK did, Donald Trump knows the KKK is part of his base, so he wouldn't want to offend them, call them fine people. There are fine people in both areas. And then the gun violence that's happening there, he didn't condemn it. Is he condemning it because he doesn't want to offend his base that want the guns, that don't want the guns away from the citizen. And they are using those guns to go to the churches and synagogue and kill people there. Young white men going there to kill. But do you hear the president, white president, condemning the white guys that are going to those churches and killing people? The first thing they will go to is he has a mental illness. But if it is a black guy, he's gang related. But and if it is a Muslim, he's a terrorist. But if he's a white Christian male guy, he is a lone guy with mental issues. They don't even call his religion. They will even make it like look like a very silly something like in an isolated incident. A lone gunman has entered into a church and killed 7 people. He was captured. Obviously, he's suffering from. He has no friend, and he's suffering from PTSD or whatever. They will invent some kind of mental health issue and associate it with that. So what I'm saying in essence is those people are political animals. They do whatever they can to get into power. Even Tinubu himself, if he knows he if he condemns certain groups, he will lose some votes, some favors from the guys that call the shots in those areas. He can hardly condemn them. Or he may publicly come out and condemn them, but then behind the scene, go back to those guys and say, please, I have to appease my people, but I'm not doing anything about it. That's why I said government is also to be blamed. The border is very porous. The indigenous Nigerians are not the ones that are the terrorists. They are the foreigners are the ones that are terrorists. The border issue is one of the problems that has not been addressed. Desertification is one of the problems that is forcing those people to come to this part of the world. I told you, I'm a language service provider. I'm a Fulani guy. I speak Fulfulde here in Yola. I speak 7 dialects of Fulfulde. But if you talk to me, I didn't learn it. An average Fulani guy in Adamawa said can hardly understand what a Fulani guy in Sokoto is saying. They are in the same country. They are all Fulanis, but they can't understand each other. The dialectal difference is so much that it's very difficult to have a mutually intelligible discussion amongst themselves.
All right.
Yes,
Thank
they
you.
kill people. I don't condone it. Big people have to come out and condemn it. but they didn't. I told you, Atiku, his father is a Hausa guy. His mom is Fulani. But due to political circumstances, naturally he's supposed to be a Hausa guy since his father is Hausa man. But Hausa in Adama will not favor him, so he decided to associate himself with the Fulanis because of his political ambition.
All right, thank you so much.
Dr. Damages, I
Yeah.
beg you. I beg you. Are you bringing Mr. Kaluta in next?
No, I have a question first, but I will bring him next too after the question.
Whoa,
I have a
whoa!
question.
This is not right.
Hold on,
This
hold on,
is
hold
not
on.
right at all.
Yeah, hold on, Kandu, hold
I've
on.
been over here dancing. Nobody sprayed me any money. You're gonna bring Kulata in just like
No,
that?
hold on. Kulata,
I'm
no,
shaking my money maker. No money coming.
I know. Kandu, hold on. You're not the only one.
Can do
Tony is
Farabale
there.
now. I ask for permission. Thank you.
Tony is there. He asked that Dexter is here. Dexter has not said anything
I
today.
hear you. I hear you.
I am considering. I'm very considerate of
I hear
everybody.
you. It's
I
just
know.
that all the answers are prolonged. We're taking way too much time. But I
Yeah.
hear you. You're the
If
moderator.
someone is the guest, he's the guest, and
Yeah,
you want to
I
let
hear you. Okay.
explain things the way they can. But I want to point before Kulata, before you. I know you have to go, but there's a question from Oscar Blackburn. We don't do well with people who support the program, so I'm really concerned about that. So he has a question: is it wrong to assume that herdsmen feel entitled to people's farm crops for their cows, or else they will attack farmers? So you can answer that, Polo.
I think I've already answered that.
Yeah, I think so too. But
Yes, maybe I will just repeat it. There's a legend. It's actually not true. I cannot say it's not true or it's right or wrong, but there is this belief that they have that annually they have to do that, not kill, but ransack somebody's farm. If the farmer is there, he will be at gunpoint. If he rebel, he will get killed. If he didn't, they will just destroy his farm and then leave. And I even told you that they are happy to get caught doing that and then tried and then be told that you should pay so amount as a fine to pay the farmer. They will be happily give that money because they were told if they do that, their animals will multiply. Where on earth does that make sense? A
all right.
sane person cannot think like this. You cannot just say if you destroy somebody's farm, your wealth will multiply. That doesn't make sense. I've said it already.
Okay.
That
Thank you.
doesn't make sense at all.
Thank you so much. Kulata, you have what I would do is Kulata, Dexter. Where is Kandu? Okay. Kulata, Dexter, and then
I'll be real quick.
yeah.
Sorry, I should have joined like 30 minutes ago, but I got a phone call from I got a phone call I had to take. So yeah, here's my question. Conquest. Conquest is normal around the world. Genghis Khan conquest throughout Asia. In India right now, there was the people that were, for example, leading Hyderabad came from Iran. The British royal throne came from Germany. Fulani coming to conquer Hausa land is a fact of history. There's nothing we can really do about that. But from what you've been saying in terms of kind of like outsourcing the responsibility for condemnation of Bororo, I'm going to be very specific because we have Fulanis that have settled in Nigeria now for God knows how many centuries. For all intents and purposes, if you stayed for over 2 centuries, you're almost indigenous. But we have marauding Bororos moving around. You've kind of like you took your own ownership that you don't support it. I get that. But you've kind of like outsourced the responsibility that the politicians are the ones using them. Using them, kind of like giving them tactical support. But I'm taking this now to the people, not you specific, to the people, because I have not seen if there's large condemnation from the Fulani population around the country. Those Bororo guys marauding from one country to the other, through the entire West Africa to even Central Africa, will not have the guts to come to farms and carry weapons and start kind of like doing anyhow. So why are the people that are Fulani Nigerians giving tactical support? Because they are quiet. You are the few people that are bold enough to come and speak against it in public. But if most people are like you, there will not be tolerance for this kind of action all over the country. So that is one. Then the second one is the subjugation of Hausa group. Can you name an Hausa social cultural group? I can name Fulani social cultural groups. There is Pulaku or something like that. There's Mieti Allah. There's no single Hausa social cultural group like Afenifere, like Hwanizi. There's nothing. Everything Hausa, including their culture, has been taken away from them. Now, is that your fault? Is that Fulani's fault? No, they played a good game. It's Hausa's fault for letting their own identity and history disappear. But do you think that is a formula, perpetual subjugation, that will continue? Because at some point in time, there may be some pushback. But if you don't have too much time, can you deal with the first part, which is why is there a tactical endorsement of the actions of these marauders, Bororo Fulanese? You can see I'm very specific because people are permitting it. And why is it permitted? Let's not deflect this to politicians. This has nothing to do with politicians alone because the people tactically support it. Please.
Okay, I think I've also answered that before, but let me repeat it again. I said, if you heard me before, I said most of the cows are not owned by the herders. They are owned by wealthy individuals in town, and they don't necessarily have to be Fulanis. That's a very important point to note. So if those cows are not owned by Fulani, I live in this area. I know many Christians, many other tribes having a lot of cows, handing it to the herders to go and do
I'm
whatever they
sorry to
can.
interject. I'm
So
not
that
talking about. Sorry,
sorry, please.
hold
I
on.
didn't
No,
interject.
I'm
Please,
about
I
to
didn't
leave. Hold
interject.
on. Just
I
give me a
am
second.
please let
I
me
am not
land, please.
speaking
You can
about
come
cows.
back
I am
again.
speaking about
Um
Bororo Fulanese. I'm not talking about cows.
yes, I'm coming to that. Sorry. There is
Thank you.
nothing like
Focus on
Bororo.
Bororo, not
There is
cows.
nothing like Bororo. Tell me who is in Bororo. It's a subject that even the HOD, I even went this year. It's yeah, I even went to the
Do you
HOD
actually say
fulfill the
there's nothing
department.
like Bororo?
Listen, please.
I heard
Listen,
you.
please. It's not a confrontation. We are learning from each other, please.
I'm not confronting you. Sorry.
So, what I'm saying is whoever you see in the bush, you call him Bororo. But if you actually go close to him and call him Bororo, you say, no, I'm not Bororo. I am
That's not
Kiri.
true.
Oh, I am Witty. Oh, I am this. I am that. There is nothing like Bororo. Bororo is invented. I was even asking the HOD Fulfulde, where does the term Bororo come from? Who are the Bororos? She was like, he can't answer it. He's a PhD.
There's no
He's the
town
head
called
of the
Bororo. They
Fulfulde
move
department.
around.
I went to my degree, HOD Fulfulde degree program, linguistic Fulfulde. He cannot answer that question. Who is Mbororo? I was very curious, like, who is Mbororo? But
Bororo is not a
if
town. It's an identification of
I'm
marauding
saying,
Fulani herders and people with guns.
what I'm saying is, if you see those people, they will tell you we are not Mbororo. You can see them from afar and say,
Oh, so
these
it's like
Mbororos, and point
if
at
you
them.
say a
If
Nazi,
you
if you
go
say a
close to
Nazi,
them, they will tell you
hold on,
their clan.
hold
All
on a
of them
second.
have their clan. We all have
So
our clans.
if you see a
We are
Nazi, the
not
Nazi is
we
going to
are
say,
not
"Hey, I'm
like
a Nazi."
Mbororo. If you say Mbororo, it's just like, okay, maybe you can say Fulani or Fulbe. All the Fulanis, all the people, you put them under one umbrella. You call them Mbororo. But then if you go closer, you find that, oh, they are actually
Okay, let's not get bogged down with
very
Bororo.
different.
Why is there not a
I gave you an
condemnation?
example that a Fulani man from Adama can't understand a Fulani man from Sokoto. They are in the same country.
Okay,
You
have you
cannot call
seen?
them this
Have
guy
you
in Bororo,
seen?
this
Have
guy
you
in Bororo.
seen?
What
Hold
I'm
on, hold
saying
on,
is
hold on, hold on.
these
We've heard about
big
Bororo.
men that owns the cows that call the shot are political animals.
Forget
I
big men
said
for a
it.
second. Look, let me give you an example. When there's some assholes came, permit my language, Rudolph. When there were some assholes that came to Ibadan shouting Yoruba, whatever, 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 the entire people condemn them. Where is the group condemnation is what I'm asking for, not for us to get bogged down with definition of Bororo or not Bororo. I'm asking you now, the people that have settled their Fulani, when have they come out? The way you've unequivocally come out yourself, where has there been action like we condemn this action? This is not us. This doesn't represent us because everybody, whether they're Bororo or Fulani or not, they're using that identification that these guys marauding the forest are Fulani. So if I was Fulani, if all of us have the good intention that you are ruining our name, why isn't everybody out there saying we condemn this? Where is that condemnation?
Did you join this conversation
I
lately?
did.
Because
I've been
I've
listening to you.
answered
You're
this.
talking about yourself. I'm not
I've
talking about
answered
yourself.
this. Listen, I say this has a political, what do you call it? It's linked to
Intonation.
listen, it links to politics. Is I gave an example. I will still give you an example with the KKK.
Is the guy on the street
This is
selling
the
suya? Is
best.
it a
I
politician?
said, I, as an individual, I don't condone it, I condemn it. And I know many of my friends and my like that condemn these things, but we are not in the position of power.
So
If we are
there's a
in the
group tactical
listen,
endorsement then.
if we are in a position of power, we will not be allowed to do this, to say that. Do you think, as I say, the KKK, whatever they're doing with the black people and their history, you know it, I know it,
Mhm.
we all know it. Donald Trump will never condemn them. That's his base, whatever they do.
Look,
I gave you another example. I said a lone white guy going into a church or a synagogue,
you,
killing people there. Nobody will
in the
call him
interest
a
of time,
Christian
let's not
terrorist.
litigate what I've already said. I said forget politicians. Let's
Listen.
forget
I'm
politicians for a
drawing an
second.
analogy here. That's the same thing that's happening. They cannot condemn their base.
Okay,
They
so
like it.
I'm talking about the
We
base.
are
Let, let, let
we are the
okay.
base. We
Okay,
are
so
the
you
base.
are the base. Why are you an exception?
How
Why
many
isn't
percent did
everybody
I
like
say
you?
the people that are settling in Nigeria, I mean, that are settlers, that are educated, that went to school? How many percent of the Fulanis do you think are educated?
Well, most of them are mute. We only get sprinklings like you that are bold enough to come out and talk against it. If everybody were like you to talk against it, that thing will not exist.
I say, do you know? Even Dr. Damages asked, why is it that people like myself are not joining this kind of platform to talk about these
No,
issues?
forget platform. Let's say you're
I
not comfortable enough to
wait.
come here.
Oh my God, this is not. We are not having. You're interjecting before I even finish a sentence. Please, I allow you to say whatever you want to say. If you want to talk, I will keep my mouth shut. You finish talking, you let me know. Then I will respond. Can
I'm
I
quiet.
continue?
You can see I'm quiet.
All right. Then even Dr. Damages was saying, why is it that people like myself are not joining this kind of platform to talk about, to boldly say, we don't condone this, we actually condemn it. But the elders that call the shot, they don't condone it. They don't condemn it. They will find a way of spinning it. Fine? Just like any other politician would do if their party is caught doing something wrong. They will find a way of either taking the credit or distancing themselves from that, or not condemning their base, whatever their base is doing. This is across the world. You cannot deny it. I told you the Fulanis are just about 6.5% population of Nigeria, and then more than 5% of them are in the bushes. Those that are settlers in villages are very friendly, as one of the panelists said. Very friendly. They can welcome you. They have their cows there. They have their farms. Even them, they are not safe from those Fulanis that are coming to kill them. Kill them, then take over their land. Not take over their land, ransack their land and leave. Even the Fulanis are not safe. You can do your research after this talk. The fight between the inter-Fulani wars that has been happening. Fulani killing each other over land. We settle, we have our land, we are farming. This is what we eat. These are our animals. We don't want to be roaming around. We don't. We are settlers, but the other Fulani foreigners would just come and then ransack our land and kill our people. If we try to do something, they have their own weapons. We are not even safe.
I'm sorry,
It's
there's no
not like it's not
inter-Fulani
like it's
wars
not
or
it's not
anything.
it's not
That's
like
kind of like
you have
new to
not
me.
done your research, please.
I have
After
done my
this show,
research.
please don't go and do your research. Find out what is the genesis of Jerewol. There is something called Jerewol. Like some people call it wife snatching event. If you can find it on YouTube like a documentary. It started like people, Fulanis fighting Fulanis over land and animals. We want land. We are farming on the land. We are settling here. They want their cows. They want to feed their cows. They don't give a damn about you being Fulani or not. They don't give a damn about you being Muslim or not. They will kill you if you try to get in their way. They'll come and ransack your land. They are Fulanis and you are Fulani. They are Muslims, so-called pseudo-Muslims, so-called Muslims. They are,
All right.
and
Thank
you
you.
Can
are.
you
But they can
go?
still go and kill you and your children and
Uh,
everybody just to take, just to ransack your land. And I told you the legend. I don't know where that originated from. That if you destroy somebody's land, your animal will multiply.
oh,
That's the
okay.
ideology they have in their head. And about
I get it.
condemnation, I told you about the condemnation. Have you ever heard any politician, major politician, condemning what his base is doing? They will find a way of spinning it. Look at even the killing of that girl in Sokoto that is supposed to have insulted the Prophet Muhammad. Atiku tweeted about it first, condemning it. Then he deleted that tweet and put on another tweet because he knows the first tweet is against his base and he have
Okay.
to come out and say no, I'm not aware of this, and find a way
Okay.
of
I'm gonna
spinning it.
bounce now, but
You get the idea now.
I get it, but I don't get it. You need to tell me a social cultural Fulani group, not politicians. Let's stop deferring people to politicians. Politicians, you said that 1 million times. I don't even want. I mean, we've heard. Tell me a Fulani cultural group that has come out and condemned the actions of the people marauding in the group. That this does not reflect Fulani identity or Fulani values. Show me that, and then I'll take you seriously. Thank you.
You are repeating the same question and I will give you the same answer.
All right. Thank you. Dexter, thank you so much for being patient. You were here for us.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Damages and Fulo for real. All I want to say is I want to salute your courage for speaking the truth. I think one of the biggest problems we have is that I think you've kind of addressed the issue, but we also have to realize that, like you say, a lot of water has passed under the bridge, and it's going to take a lot of more people like him coming out. So you have to multiply yourself.
to speak to Nigerians, because what you are saying is that there's a great distrust, okay, for an ethnic nationality in Nigeria. And like I've said, the truth about it is that politicians will use it for their benefits. There's no doubt that the Fulanis hold a very strong, like administrative control in Nigeria, anywhere, any state they are. There's no doubt about that. But that's what everybody wants to do. Everybody tries to. People are trying to get economic power, administrative power, commercial power. That's true. However, we still agree that there have been perpetrators of evil and dastardly acts. Not only the Fulanis, many other tribes have done the same thing, but obviously in Nigeria presently, the ones of the Fulanis are kind of more pronounced. But I think the responsibility for you, yes, you have come out here to speak. I'm sure there are many more people like you that have the same mind. Okay? So the responsibility is for people like you to go back to your base and bring more people like yourself come out and speak, and also carry the same message to the next generation, to the Kalakawas, the ordinary people on the street, so that the politicians will stop using 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 the bad people among the evil that is being done among to blanket everybody. Because obviously, yeah, I have some Fulani friends. They are Christians. I have a Fulani friend, he's a Christian, and it's not a bad person.
Thank
But
you for mentioning that.
you
Some
cannot
people
stop
cannot even
the
believe there are
Nigerians here who their
Fulani
minds have been
Christians.
abused by the wanton killings that have been going on, and it's all in the name of the Fulani headsmen. I mean, somebody has lost I know somebody that lost part of his family because of quote Fulani headsmen invasion in Enugu State. You will find it difficult. The person will find it difficult to come. Like the person, no matter what you say, the person will find it difficult to relate because he has lost someone. So I think it's good what you are doing. I don't have any condemnation. I don't really have any question to like interrogate you. But I think what you need to do is to get more people like yourself who have this same ideology to come out and speak so that more Nigerians would know that, oh, you mean that it is not actually everybody. So when they say Fulani person, they are not immediately put off. And also for you to carry the message to your people so that the politicians will not. And secondly, people like yourselves must be able to come out and condemn when there is perpetrators of bad killings by Fulanis. People like yourself must also be in the forefront of condemning it. Because what happens is that when we hear, like, I think just today in the news, they say 52 people have been killed in Plateau State, and everybody is quiet about it. You have not heard any Fulani group come out and condemn it. If it is done by Fulani, you have to have Fulani that are coming out to condemn it. They are saying that, okay, maybe the Fulanis have more influence in the north. Then use that influence for positive change. Use that influence for positive change. And all that. That's my own contribution. Like, I think we should.
Thank you for pointing out that there are Fulanis that are Christians, which is very hard for other people to believe that all they believe that all Fulanis are Muslims, even though those people do not know anything. I cannot lie to you. I went to my father's village. They only have one person that can teach a book on basic Islamic stuff, which if you don't know well, even if you memorize the Quran, you are not going to heaven according to Islamic ways. But they don't know that. They don't know, and they are fine with that. They don't care. So another thing I will say is this is the safest place I can say this and get away with it without getting attacked or threat. If it is in another group, or if it happens that another person from the north, even if he is Hausa, he will be going against me and attacking me that I am a sellout. This is the safest place I can talk. I can say this thing and get away with it. I'm not a kind of upper class, not No. I'm an average Nigerian, just trying to air my views. Um, Another thing is what's worrying is the anti-Fulani rhetoric, just not what you say. It's very, very worse if you go to TikTok and you're attending some of those live discussion where you can boldly hear the houses talking about how they will take revenge for what the Fulanis have done to them. Like your great 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 grandfather killed my great 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 grandfather, therefore I have to kill you. I didn't choose to be a Fulani. Man, I happen to be Fulani. I didn't choose to be born by my parent. I happen to see them as my parent. I didn't choose to be born in the religion that I probably practice or not. I just found myself in that religion. I was indoctrinated to believe it. It's only if you become an adult, then probably you will study other religion and then try to make some comparison and then make your own choice where you will feel safe. But in the north, even if I say I don't believe in Islam, that will be a very big thing. They will find whatever reason to justify capturing me and locking me up. There is a guy that was just released. He spent almost 5 years in prison because he's the president, Nigerian Humanist Association. He's a Hausa guy, Hausa Fulani, mixed Hausa Fulani, because he said he doesn't believe in Islam. He's an atheist. He's a humanist. If you can call him atheist, humanist, or whatever you can call him, but he doesn't believe in Islam. That's his only crime, and he was condemned to death. It has to be an international pressure that got to the government for the government before the government releases him. His life is in danger, his family, everything. He spent 4 years in prison. Imagine if I can come out and then say these things in a platform where majority or some of the people that are listening are Fulanis and the Hausas, especially in a platform like this, they'll say I'm a sellout. All the participants are Christians and they are against you. Don't think that you are saying the truth. They will like you or whatever. They will be attacking me and will be condemning me. And if they know my details, they will even threaten me. But what I'm saying is the reality is what's going on. I don't condone what is happening. I don't know where it comes from. I cannot carry another person's cross. I did not kill your great great grandfather. I did not kill you. If you say you are organizing and you're gathering arms and you want to come and kill the Fulanis or send them back to where they come from, where do you begin? With the intermarriages that have been happening between the houses and the Fulanis over the centuries, where do you begin? One, and then they're even saying that you are not a real Hausa man if you marry the Fulani, or you are not a real Hausa man if you marry the Fulani man. So they consider you as an enemy and they will attack and they will kill. So who is the current National Security Advisor? Nuhu Badu, the former EFCC boss. He is Fulani, he is from Adamawa State. And all conspiracies have been said about him, like, oh, arms are missing. Where did those arms go? They go to the hands of the Fulanis because they had the houses are trying to attack them. Therefore, he have to get the arms and give it to the Fulanis so they can defend themselves. I have not seen any. But these are speculations that are going on in the social media. The anti-Fulani rhetoric is getting worse and worse. And as you say, Dr. Damages, I always see myself as the only person that is even speaking out against this. I have my own platform on TikTok. I always talk about these things alone. I couldn't find people that are like-minded, like me, so we can form a group and be speaking against this and be saying that, hey, the rational thing to do is to come to the table and negotiate. What happened? This is what happened. Okay, let's negotiate. You take this, we take this. Fine, everybody is happy. No killing, no fighting. Because when the killing and the fighting was happening, both of us were not born. We were forced to defend things that we have not done. You are trying to condemn me for the crime that I have not committed. And all of us will agree here. As I said, I will repeat it again. None of us get to choose who our parents will be. None of us get to choose the tribe we will be born into. None of us get to choose the religion our parent will indoctrinate us into. It's only when we become adults, probably, that we will open our eyes into other religions. So, does that is that a crime if I happen to be born by a Fulani person? Do I deserve to be attacked or killed just because I'm Fulani?
Thank you, Paulo. Thank you so much for all you said today. I shared my number with you on the private chat. I would like you to invite me to your platform. I will come. I would like to have this conversation continue with wider audience, and you're always welcome here. And I will let forefathers have his say before we join him on the next stream that should have started 2 hours ago, almost 2 hours ago. But I'm happy you were here. I think a lot of people gained something from this conversation. For those that we couldn't take in to come and talk, oh, what happened? For those that didn't come in to air their view, I'm sorry that we've been here for so long. And what I noticed, like the questions that were coming on the comments, if you didn't start from the beginning, you may not know that he answered a particular question, and then it will be like a repeat. Okay, he's back. So forefathers, have your say finally, and then if he has a final word, he will say that, and then we'll go to the next stream. I'm so sorry,
Yeah,
those that didn't reach. Yeah.
yeah, that was yeah. Was interesting. To be fair, I've had similar conversations with some people, but I'm glad you came and you shared some of the information you shared. Um, from my point of view, when I looked at Nigeria and I looked at the structure of the country and how it has been politically put together politically, I looked at the north. I was shocked to find out that the Hausas make up a significant majority of the north compared to the Fulani population. And I've always seen them as separate groups, even if there's intermarriage between them. And when I looked at the leadership of the country, the Hausas that are the majority of the country in terms of the largest group, in single group in the country, they've not produced a president other than Abu Salam Abubakar that ruled for barely how many years. And I asked myself, how did this happen? How did it happen that in a country like Nigeria, actually minorities have run the country more than any of the major groups, from Nupe, Kanuri, and all the rest. That is peculiar. Then you have a situation whereby Fulanis have run the country a single tribe that has run the country far more than any other group is the Fulani tribe. You see, it's not your fault that you are born into any family. You know, the way some of the things you cannot change is true. But in a world where there is more representative governance taking place, you would have expected that if that position was by merit, the others should emerge a bit more. And I find that a bit disturbing. And the unrest you're hearing now is that unrest that is going on in many parts of Africa. You have similar situation going on in Rwanda. You see it going on in many countries because you have pastoralists. tending to flow south. You can argue that maybe the Sahara that is pushing them south. At the same time, pressuring the other groups for space and competition. And you see that they took space. It's not only Fulani that have done the kind of stuff that has happened. It's happened. Look at the Rwanda and this thing. Rwanda, the Tutsis are a minority group, 10%, and they run the country. And if you look at the top 10 richest people, it's still them. So, and when you see and that you see the problems that occurred in Rwanda, there is a danger, and I agree with you. There's a danger that that kind of stuff can happen in Nigeria too. But the reason why it can happen is because the group that is small in number in a representative world has to recognize that there's a danger that if they don't give way, they're going to have problems. It's just that simple. Because you cannot have a major group, the majority group, and in other words, the vast majority of the people in a democracy not being represented well. That is not, this is a democracy now. This is a world of democracy. This is a world of representative government, not kings, not emirs, not any of those. You have to have the other people emerge. And if they don't emerge, you're going to have problems on your hand. And I really hope that you are paying attention to that instead of just assuming that they want to attack you for the sake of the fact that you are Fulani. It's about representation. Yes, you are not the reason why your people were emirs, but you are not giving way for the others to take over. They outnumber you in that territory. If everybody start kowtowing to minorities to rule, where would you go? Then then any small group can just come take over and they leave them in office. Then the reason why you came into office came into power in the first place is because of war. And then when they use their own number against you, then you say it's a problem. If you want equity in any country, you have to apply an element of fairness. People don't like unfairness. They don't like it. They don't like it when they see that, okay, these people are just 7% of the population, but they wield 80% of the power. People don't like it. And if you don't understand that, you can blame them for all you want. You are going to have problems eventually. And I really think that to stem that problem, there has to be a form of representative governance in this country that actually reflects the population of the people. This is a democracy. That's the whole point. What is the point of a democracy when you have a minority completely taking control of the country? That's dictatorship of the few. That we are complaining that the elites control the country, then you have a small group controlling that country. If you are a fair-minded person, you too will say, okay, maybe there should be a way that we can address the concerns of these people. And that would be my question. Because you've asked for a solution. I'm telling you now, the solution is to address those concerns. That these people, their voices are not being heard. Their representation, you have your people of your genealogy has completely usurped their authorities, their kingship, their chiefdoms, and all the rest of it. And then you wonder why you have a problem. That is where it's coming from. So, what do you think would be the best way to go about this? Personally, I don't know whether I will ask emirs to start stepping down for Hausa emirs, but there has to be something that has to be done for their voices to be heard.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, can I respond?
Yeah. The final words, and then add your final words.
All right. Okay. What I can say finally is that I'm happy that you say it is democracy, and democracy is a game of numbers. So since it is democracy, and you admitted that the Fulanis are the minorities, and then you wonder why they are still ruling, why not the other tribes that feels the Fulanis are the minority and they are ruling? And this is a game of numbers. Why can't they unite and then back a candidate from their tribe, come forward, and then vote for that guy to become a leader? Will the Fulanis wage a war against a person that wins the election, whether it's a governor or a House of Representatives or a president? Why is it that the Fulanis are the ones that are contesting and then the Hausas are voting for them, and other sides are voting for them as well.
Though you know
It
it's
is a
not a
democracy,
democracy.
as you say.
It's supposed to be, but it's not.
So
The people with power are this in usurping the office. So the point is that do you support them coming to power? Because now you are asking questions. You see what you are doing there. You
no,
want to eat
I'm
your
not
cake and have
asking
it.
question. I'm no. I'm saying it, you said it's a democracy. Fantastic. It's a game of number. If it is actually a democracy, oh, if democracy will actually solve that problem, then let's have a candidate that is from another tribe and then support him. Fulanis are 7%, let's say houses are 15%. In each state of Nigeria, Fulanis are 7, houses are 15. When if it is a game of number, then the houses will continue to rule the
It's
the state.
supposed to be a game of number. You know
Or
full
so,
well that Fulanis are usurping the power.
but
You
how
know that
I
already. Why are you
just
pretending?
no, I just don't know how it's happening.
Okay, you know
I don't
how you can
know
solve.
who
Let me give you a
brainwashed.
suggestion. Let me give
Maybe
you
let
a suggestion how
listen,
you can
listen,
solve the
please,
problem.
please, please, please. I don't know who brainwashed. I said it earlier, and Dr. Ramidis can be a witness. I've said it earlier. I said the first time I came here, it's been like a confrontation. To the extent that I mocked one of the guys saying that, so the 6% of the population in the country, you think they managed to uh, manipulate the rest of the tribes in a country of 200 and something million people and then brainwash all of them and take over the power? Is that is that logical?
Actually, it
Do you
is.
think
Don't
they
you
are
see that?
capable? And
The
then
British did
listen,
it.
out of the six
Why is it not
percent,
logical?
listen, out of the 6% of those that are Fulanis in Nigeria, only 2% of them are settling in towns and cities and are going to school. Most of the rest are either in villages settling or they are in the bush herding their cows. And those that are settling are not immune from those that are herding their cows. They can come and kill them. They don't care you're Fulani or not. They can come and kill you and then ransack your farm. You're not immune just because you're Fulani and you have a farm and they want to destroy your farm and you try to stand on their way, they'll kill you. You're not
Okay.
immune
Okay.
just
So
by
now
the mere fact that you're a
let me give
Fulani
you a
guy.
suggestion before you go,
So
because I've heard everything, all this stuff you have said
the
before.
only
Let me give
thing
you a
I think
suggestion.
is,
Let's
see,
get to a new
you
ground,
gave
please.
example with the
You
Rwanda.
are not letting other
Dr.
people
Damages
talk.
are asking me to make a final state. Look, Dr. Damages are asking me to make my final statement,
We are
right?
trying to exchange. I thought you wanted a solution. I wanted to give you a solution.
No, I was listening to the host. He said, respond and make your final statement. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you.
I'm
Go ahead.
responding. If you
Yeah.
have anything to say it. Then I will conclude. You can go ahead.
Good. So now let's have Hausas being represented in the parties in the north, because when we talk about rotational system of government, that is what it's supposed to be. And let Hausas take over most of the political offices in the north. If because those positions were not end in from the point of view of saying somebody voted them, they got it from conquest, that they took all those positions and they strategically placed Fulanis in all those key positions in the north. When you are the upper class and you hold some of the gates of power, you wonder why the Hausas are not emerging. Now, I'm suggesting, would you support Hausas being a kind of what do they call it? Positive discrimination, and put them in offices so that when they get into offices, then you will see that all this talk you are worrying about, like, oh, Hausas are trying to attack Fulanis, it will go away. That is where the tension is coming from, because you can't have a major population like that never being able to be represented in high offices. It's you have to admit that that is a problem.
All right. Thank you. We have to round up. Thank you, forefathers. So
Okay,
yeah.
so where will we learn our lesson from? Rwanda, the genocide in Rwanda, the cockroaches story that the minorities are ruling and the millionaires are the minorities. Therefore, the Houthis constituted.
Dr. Davages. Dr.
Is that where we
Davages.
will take our lesson? Or there is actually a kind of Mandela policy
I beg you, next
where
segment,
we
next
will
segment, I beg.
find a common
Dr.
ground and then satisfy everybody. Okay, let's be frank. Come, let's talk. Okay, this is how it used to be, but things have changed now. Let's negotiate. What are you giving up and what am I giving up? Then we come to a conclusion and then everybody will be happy if we can actually have a dialogue like that without carrying any arms. Let's have a dialogue like, oh, we are underrepresented. Okay, what's going on? This is what's going on. And we are at the mercy of the Fulanis because of this. But don't forget, and when the British came, they conquered the Fulanis and they freed all the slaves. And they say they indirectly ruled the North through the kings. The North is already established. They have their courts and everything. If you read the history, nothing has changed. So they are underrepresented because they have not gone to school or what? I told you 2% of the Fulanis are the ones that have gone to school that can call themselves educated. If you are asked to describe a stereotypical Fulani guy, you will picture a guy with AK-47 holding a stick around his neck, following his cows, or leading his cows. That's the stereotypical image of a Fulani person that you will have. And then there are people that claims to be Fulani. The term House of Fulani, I don't think is I already said it, I think is an unholy alliance. Is a political term that is coined just so that the East and the South will think that the entire North is about Hausa Fulani, and if Hausa Fulani bring a candidate, there will it will be very if you can I mean if you do not have the support of Hausa Fulani, there will be no way for you to rule. While the actual truth is the minority tribes, if you can put them in one group and the Hausas in one group and the Fulanis in one group, Fulanis are the minorities followed by the Hausas. Then the other minority tribes, if you can put them together in one group, they are the majority. If they can present a candidate, just like in Adamawa State, it used to be a Fulani affair. But now it's not a Fulani person that is the governor of Adamawa State. And he have contested against a Fulani opposition. He won the election. He won it the first time against the Fulani person. He won it the second time against a Fulani woman. So it means if the other tribes can come together and back a candidate, they are likely, not likely, they are certainly going to win the seat of whatever position the candidate stands for, be it governor, senator, or member of the House of Representatives. If it can happen here in Adamawa, I don't see a reason why it can't happen in another place like Kano. What do you call him? The Red Cap movement. Conquest is not a Fulani guy. Konkoso is a Hausa man. He has been the governor for 8 years, and you know the political power he wields in Kano. He is not a Hausa guy. He fought against a Fulani guy, and then he defeated that Fulani guy, right? Ganduje is a Fulani guy, and Konkoso is a Hausa guy, and Konkoso defeated him with a new party that nobody thought that that party can actually produce a governor. But it happened. So if people are getting educated and are doing things like that, and the injustices that people are talking about is just uh, it's just a hype to say that Fulanis are the majority, or they are the problem, or they are the Jews of Nigeria. Like the conspiracy theory goes, and the Jews, they are just 2% of the total world population, but they rule everything. Go to the journals, they rule it, they rule it, they own everything. That is not the case in Nigeria. I give you two examples. In my state, it's not a Fulani person that's the governor as we speak. Simply is not a Fulani governor. Is not a Fulani person. And then in Kano, as I say, Konkoso is not a Fulani guy, and he created a party, and then backed a candidate, and that candidate defeated the candidate supported by the Fulani guy. What does that tell you? That tell you if those people can unite and then have their own candidate, they can win all the seats if they want. Just saying that these Fulanis are the problem or they are taking over is a lazy kind of argument. And I think people need to do more research to actually find out that the Fulanis themselves are not united. They fight each other, they kill each other, they have to come to some truths in some kind of event like the general I mentioned. If you can Google the festival of the wife snatching event on YouTube, you can get a documentary that talk about all these things. It's a Westerner that went and attended the event. It can tell you how it started. It's because of the fight that's happening between among the Fulanis, killing each other over the Fulanis that decided to become settlers and have farms, and those that decided to continue roaming around with their cows and plundering people's lands. They kill each other. They always fight. So how do we get together?
All right.
I don't know. If
All
we
right.
can keep having a dialogue like this,
Yeah.
I think there is a hope that at some point we don't have to use arms, no blood will be shed, and we will achieve peace in the end.
All right.
But I also acknowledge that politics play a very big role in all of this. It doesn't matter who is the head. There are people that control the person at the head, and there are people that he is answerable to probably. There are people that he is supposed to appease. And it happens around the world. It's not only here. There's the example with the so-called advanced democracy in the world. Give the example with that. There's still the calamities here there. You know what is going on with Trump and his policies and the KKK and his views about the immigrant and the support that Elon Musk is giving to actually open up the border for talents that are coming from other countries to come to the United States and bring forth their knowledge. That will be useful and probably at a cheaper rate. It's not everything that the American knows. There are other things that they did not know. They need others from outside to come and help them. If you go to the Silicon Valley, well, who do you say? Most of the people there are Indians. The current CEO of Google is an Indian.
All right.
So we need
Thank you.
each other. We don't have
Thank
to
you.
shed blood. We have to be having dialogue, and then hopefully we can achieve peace.
Thank you so much, Pulo, for joining, for being here today. Like I said, I'm open to coming to your platform and keep this conversation going. It's something that I think we need. Just a reminder to those who are just joining us, tomorrow on 90 Minutes Africa, we are going to Hollywood. We are going to bring Hollywood to meet Nollywood. These are people who are working to distribute African contents, not just movies, not just documentaries, contents to big global platforms. So they are going to join us tomorrow on 90 Minutes Africa. So if you can, join us for tomorrow's show at 1:30 New York and 6:30 p.m. Nigeria. I want to thank all those that joined us today on the panel, those that supported the program. Kulata, thank you so much. Real K, thank you for your support. Fortunately, my computer cannot move. XYZ, thank you for your support. Dr. Gomez, thank you so much. Uriako Top 8, thank you. Oscar Blackburn, thank you. And T Majek, thank you so much. We appreciate all of you. Again, we want to thank Polo for being our emergency guest. We didn't plan for you to be a guest, but we appreciate your time. I see KJ. KJ, thank you so much for coming. Unfortunately, we don't have time for you to weigh in. We're going to move to the next stream, which will be anchored by Four Fathers. Thank you, everybody.
And Polo, you are very much welcome. I'll be very gentle. I'm a very nice person. You're welcome.
After the fact. So thank you, everybody, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Maybe domicile in other countries who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well.
Yes, that's what we want to do.
Yes, of course. But won't it be better to first allow the Fulani people coming into Nigeria to do national youth service first? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, the governor? Yeah? Huh?
As I said, the Fulani man settles anywhere he can feed his cattle.
We know that. We know that already. Governor. Please, let's tell us something that we don't know. Governor Mohammed.
If that these forests are there anyway, if you don't occupy them and create a colony out of them, they create places for the criminals. Mm. And today, that's why you have the Sambisa forest, because it is not being utilized.
Aha! Now, those were the intelligent views of the great governor Mohammed a year ago. He and his friends just